Hello and welcome to Financially Incorrect. Today I'm going to talk about the so-called exodus from Silicon Valley. For those of you who don't know, Elon Musk and Oracle have both recently announced that they are leaving California and moving to Texas. As a result, there have been a flood of news articles about this topic. If you were to Google the word Silicon Valley, that's it, no other keywords added, you would find that almost all of the news articles are about this. Well, don't worry about doing that because I went ahead and did it for you. First up, we have the Wall Street Journal. COVID-19 pandemic loosens Silicon Valley's tight grip on the tech industry. Then there's KTVU, Silicon Valley exodus, Bay Area tech companies leaving for Texas. CBS, Silicon Valley exit, Oracle CEO Larry Ellison moves to Hawaiian Island while company moves HQ to Texas. Axios, tech exodus isn't scaring Silicon Valley. Mercury News, Elon Musk is leaving Silicon Valley for Texas. These are the millionaires and companies that are joining him. Bloomberg, Silicon Valley's VCs contemplate a pandemic move, but where? ARS, Oracle joins Silicon Valley's Texas exodus. To me, it's not very surprising that Elon Musk is moving. SpaceX is in Texas, the new Tesla plant will be in Texas, and Elon Musk has also been very vocal about not being happy about the way that California has handled the pandemic. He also tweeted earlier this year that he was going to sell all of his homes. This will make it very easy to pick up and move. All of that combined with the fact that Texas has no state income tax makes it a very obvious move for Elon Musk. Now the Oracle move is bigger. It's moving an entire headquarters, it's moving people. But at the same time, I don't believe this is the first time Oracle has mentioned that they are planning to move. So if neither of these events are a huge surprise, why is there this sudden talk about a Silicon Valley exodus? To find out, let's look into this Mercury News article. I'm just going to briefly mention the companies and the people that are mentioned in this article, but there's actually a lot more detail in it. So if you want to read the whole article, I'll put a link in the description. Other than Elon Musk and Oracle, the two most notable mentions in this article are Hewlett-Packard, who is one of the original Silicon Valley companies, and Palantir, whose IPO just happened in September, is moving to Denver. In addition to this, there is a venture capital firm called 8VC, a record management software company called FileTrail, a telecom equipment company called DZ Inc., an online survey software called Question Pro, and the Dropbox CEO Drew Houston. Now, is all of this enough to be considered a Silicon Valley exodus? In my opinion, the answer is no. I think exodus is more of a buzzword. All of these companies are competing for clicks and view time. People are just more likely to click when they use the word exodus as opposed to just saying a lot of companies are leaving. I'm not sure if anyone is actually going to watch this video, but if you manage to find yourself here, think back on why you clicked this video. Would you have clicked it if the word exodus was not in it? Now, even though I don't think there will be an exodus from Silicon Valley, I do think there will be a slow decline. I think that Silicon Valley has seen its peak in the percentage of tech firms it has, the percentage of tech employees it has, and the percentage of venture capitalists compared to the rest of the country or to the rest of the world. I think to have a better understanding of this, you have to think back to why and when Silicon Valley originated. I believe the term came from the 70s, which means it is 40 to 50 years old depending on when in the decade. Being widely known as the place to be relating to the tech industry has led to a continuous cycle of growth for the area. It starts with the big companies. They want to hire the best employees. The tech professionals want to work at these big companies, so they move to the area. Eventually, some of these employees split from the company and they want to create startups of their own. Startups need money, and this is where the venture capitalists come into play. They come into the area because there are a lot of startups that have the potential for quick growth. As these startups progress, they need to hire employees, which brings even more people to the area, and the cycle begins again. As technology improved over the years, the innovation from Silicon Valley and other areas have degraded the need for a single area of tech. Startups now have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube to get out their brand. Technology professionals now have job search websites like Indeed, where they can look for jobs in many different areas. They also have LinkedIn, where they can network and build their own personal brand. Business travel is also much easier. You can book a flight, a hotel, and a rental car all from the same website. You can also instantly pull up a map and get directions to anywhere, all from the phone in your pocket. And the thing that people have been talking about most recently is all of the software that allow people to work together effectively even when they're not physically located in the same place. When the pandemic hit, many people who primarily work from their computer were able to pack up and work from home. This makes people wonder how many of these jobs will never actually return to the office. Now imagine if the COVID pandemic would have been in the year 2000. It would have been impossible for some of those same types of jobs to work from home. Those that could would have had to lug home their huge desktop computers and plug into their dial-up connection. Anyone who has used a dial-up connection has had the pleasure of having that screeching connection tone seared into their brains for the rest of their lives. I can practically hear the sound now. Like I said, I think Silicon Valley will have a slow decline, but I think it will still be relevant to the tech industry for years or even decades to come. Texas will also become a hub of technology, but I don't think it will see the same levels of concentration that Silicon Valley had. I just think the world has changed too much to allow that to happen again. The companies moving to Texas are moving because Texas offers a good business environment in general. There are companies from other industries moving to the area as well, so this isn't a tech-specific reason. As far as your investment portfolio goes, I don't think the average investor needs to worry about this at all. Oracle, or any other company that moves to Texas, will not change how they fundamentally operate. Based on the information that we have now, I would expect Texas real estate to grow faster in the next 10 to 20 years compared to Silicon Valley, but a lot can change in that period of time. That's all I have for this video. Please take the time to like and subscribe. It means a lot to a channel that is just starting like this one.